It is Thursday, September 4th, 20 and the 25. You know which calendar. That'd be the Mayan calendar. It is Central Standard Time here, 12:23 p.m. And before I get into the spreadsheet and the charts, I just wanted to update you because I haven't been showing the balance lately because I just haven't been paying much attention to it myself as I'm really trying to focus my energies on learning how to trade futures. And I feel like I'm starting to get a little rhythm, get a little plan in place for one, limiting losses. Hello. Two, maybe, just maybe, letting some winners run. Haven't really done that yet, but looking at the spreadsheet, I'll explain to you how I have felt good about how far I've come so far in. I think I've been trading futures 4 months now. But before I take a large chunk of dough out of this account, which I will be doing in the next couple of weeks because we have quarterly tax payments due, and there's no reason to take money from out of Stacy's pillowcase when most of the money that's in this account I'm not using. I'm just trading in and out. I've got $5 million in buying power, and I don't go into margin when I trade as far as borrowing. So I don't need this to be a big account number. And, we have other brokerage accounts, CDs, real estate, not a lot of real estate. We used to have a lot of real estate. Now we have very little, but still it's there, no debt on it. And I've got plenty of silver, physical silver. So even though I missed the latest move in silver, all of my physical caught all of that upside. So I do have some gold as well, but way more silver than gold. So anyways, long story short, too late. I am currently I'm up $536,807 this year, which is 30.73%. I'm pretty happy with that. And I shouldn't say pretty. I'm very happy with that. My goal was simple this year, and it was, I haven't, because I wanted to learn some new skill sets. I didn't come up with a very specific goal. It was just more than last year. And last year I was able to make $608,000 trading stocks and options. And then this year, adding the futures in, it's a tough business. I would not recommend it unless you have a screw loose like me. But I'm really, really enjoying it, probably because I do have a screw loose. So extremely satisfied with 30%, over 30%. I mean, if you can do 30% a year in any market, which I'm not saying I can, that would be unbelievable. So where does that leave us? Let's look at the trades for the week. I began with a little, just fun little baby trade on Sunday when the futures market opened up at 5 p.m. Central Time. And it was just 2 contracts on ES long, $362. Just fun to put one in the bank to start the week. Monday, the markets closed at 1 p.m. The futures markets, the options and regular stock market was not open. And even though this looks like typically one of my old trades where I would chase, it really wasn't that way. I put these on in bigger size, feeling like I had at least a 5-point move dialed in. And I didn't have a lot of time because I was leaving to go to my brother's house. So I took the money and ran at $1,231 profit on Monday. Tuesday, very, very good day. So did a little flip-flopping. We went 5 contracts long on ES. Again, that's the S&P 500 futures. And then this is what I mean by getting better at least letting some things go. Now, typically when I'll make a first limit order less than 5 points, that means once I was in, the market continued to go against me and then started to turn back in my favor. And the idea would be, okay, 5 contracts is a lot of dough on the table. So let's get one off at profit, but it's not a lot of profit, but it then definitely changes the risk scale, in my opinion. So you can see back-to-back 97 and 98, took both of those, went up 4 points from there, which would be 8 points from the average. And at 402, got one there at 7, and then 12, which I was very happy that I had the guts to hang around for 12, because normally I wouldn't. Normally I would have taken all of it before then. So that's part of what I feel like I'm trying to get better at, is at least letting some of the winners run. So that was a nice trade, $2,318. And then we immediately went short on the S&P, which I'm very nervous about these days, although I'm building up to the idea that short is going to be a major position coming up soon. How soon? I have no idea. I was making the mistake of trying to call the top, and like in one of these old school investing books I read recently, it said if you try to be a top picker or a bottom picker, soon you'll be a cotton picker. I laughed at that. I'm not trying to call any more tops before there's evidence that maybe a top is in place. So I went short for just a quick ride at 64.16. We took some profit at 11, 9, and 6. And then I had one more I was prepared to leave as a runner, and the market returned itself back to 14 and stopped me out there for a total profit of $868. Then immediately went right round again. Now, see, I had the right trade. If you can see, my next long was at 63.85. So if this would have not been stopped out there, then I could have made some real dough. So that keeps me optimistic as to, at some point, as I keep telling my wife, I'm going to catch a tiger by the toe, and it's going to be something to behold. So we went long, 3 contracts at 85, and then at 10 points, I just put a limited order in there. Nice 3 contracts, 10-point gain, $1,411. And then one final one at, look, even went at 6,407, then took profit at 10, 11, and 13, $697. So that gave us a nice daily profit of $5,294. Yesterday, started with a short on ES at 55, 4 contracts, took profit at 50, 49, 47, and 45. So from top to bottom, that was a 10-point move. So I'm very proud and happy with that trade, as well as I begin to establish what I think will be a foundation of my trading platform and plan and style, and what I'm comfortable with, and what makes me, back in the day, the worst day of the week was Monday. Start another work week. Now it's my favorite day of the week. Start another trade week. Hello. So caught $12.93 on that. Then went short again at 64 and had 4 contracts and let all 4 ride to 56 and took $12.45 there. Then we flipped long again at 46, 6 contracts, and we were on a roll. Got 48, 49, 51, which again shows me that I was probably chasing into this trade. Definitely chasing into this trade, because you can see I went from 46. So that means I was at 46 and it kept going lower while I was in the trade. So when it got back to break even, and then 48 and 49, I took the profits there, and then was prepared to begin letting some things run, but I also wanted to protect myself. So at break even, the last 3 contracts of that trade stopped out, and just $394, but we'll take it. And then so we went long at 44, 6 contracts, got a 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, and then stopped out at 44 for $1,089. So on the daily, yesterday was $4,021, and then today has been 2 in and out contracts so far. It doesn't mean I'm done, but I could easily be done. First one was 2 contracts on ES at 61. That was a number I was really looking at, 62, 61, 60 as a nice spot to enter, but I was only able to get 2 contracts, and then it began to turn around and go up. I was very excited that I allowed it to go up 16 points. I mean, I would have never done that in the past. So just on those 2 contracts, we were able to profit $1,584. Just recently, this trade just happened. I was like, I think I see something here, and we'll look at it on the chart. We'll test it and see if we can make a quick couple of bucks. Went long at 36.0925, 36.10, 50, 36.10, 70. Don't ask me why. Well, I do know why, because it hit my 36.10.50. I didn't have, no, I did. I had a 36.11 as the next take profit, but then it went back down to like 36.08 and change. So I'm like, oh boy, I'm nervous. So then I put the 36.10.7 in there. We got profit there, then 11, and then 11.50. $687. Daily right now at 22.71. So I cannot and will not complain. So let's look at the charts. Bitty. Bitcoin to me. See, I think Bitcoin's going. We may have a little bit more room down. I don't think if it comes through this 109.510, it wouldn't be much. Then I think you're getting right back up to this 111.100 probably before the evening ends. That would be my take on it. There's our big picture silver look. We're getting there. I think we need a little pullback, and we're going to get it. A little pullback to charge up the batteries, and then head out to $44 bills. And that's silver futures. Silver futures. Currently, I don't want to short this because it's such a bull market. But if it shows some signs that it's for sure put in, or that it is indeed going to take a bigger drawback, like if we head right back up to these spots and then start turning around, then there might be a opportunity to make a few thousand here or there. Gold, that was our bigger picture, broke out of that long, when set back from April. This April wedge broke out big time, so I don't even need this chart on here anymore. That was just to prove to myself visually that it was going to do what I thought it was going to do. It did. I missed most of it. I mean, I had some in and out trades on gold, but I definitely missed the big move, but it's not done yet. We'll have a retracement and then up again, but let's take that one off. That's silver. Gold 30-minute, and you can see where I was long was just a tight little range. Like it right here, like 3609, took it up to 1150 was the, and then you could see it coming back down. Now I don't think I would mess with it here until it shows me it's done dropping, but I would actually right now in gold expect a bigger drawdown. So if we get another move up to these numbers, then I might be looking to go short. So those numbers, and this again is on GC futures. So like 60, 3611, 3612, 3613. Like if I was putting orders in right now, that would be the first three orders I would make. And see, I always get very interested in that price action once that first target hits. Here is the S&P. Whoa. Pump it up. Pump it up. So we're almost to what I felt was going to be the target today, 64.92. It got to 91.25. This has become, to me, a big, I think it shows better on this chart. Yeah, this 80. Look at 80. So I was thinking when it started to come down here, I'm like, come on back. I'd be in at like 82, 81, 80, and then 79 would be another order, but probably wouldn't be hit. Then I would have caught that move, but it didn't come down. Did not come down, so we'll probably, this could go to 92, 98, and 03 before trading, the overnight trading ends, but I would be looking for, what was the last one? Yeah, that 91.25. Let's see if it can get back up there and through that to touch the 92. But I don't see a trade currently. Unless, again, if it went down to 80, I'd be in long. If it goes up to 92, 93, 94, depending on what the other price movements are looking like, I might be interested in a small short just to see it return, possibly down to the 85, and then if not the 80, where I think there's going to be some serious support right there based on pattern recognition, based on price movement. So that's what's happening, the hot stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Like this video, comment on this video, share it with a lovable friend, and make sure that you have subscribed and hit the notification bell. So when these wonderful videos come out, you and I are hanging together. So until the next time, I will see you in the next. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. Looking at something else. You know me, I got a squirrel brain. See you in the next video.